PlayerTek from Catapult is technology that allows our players to be monitored. It allows us to see heat maps. It also allows us to see the loads that the players get.
After the training session that night, I'll go back and see what top speed is, and then I'll try and beat it.
It's put into graphs and tables and heat maps so we can tell how much they're working.
Well, our aim is to be the top development club in the country. We want to sit just beneath the Wanderers, Sydney FC, Central Coast Mariners, and be the club that develops players better than anybody else. We want to make sure that our players can have technology that used to be only in the realms of a Manchester United, and now bringing it all the way down to our under 13.
Every exercise that you do, it's on your phone straight away. Don't even have to plug it into a computer or anything. Teenagers like me always on their phone, using their phone.
It gives me the information that I need that coaches can't necessarily see.
It actually highlights areas as coaches where they should be sprinting instead of jogging or jogging instead of walking, and where they are in relation to the game. So yeah, it opens up a lot of areas that we as coaches wouldn't have access to.
It's all about preparing your players for the professional level. So when they step into a professional setup, it's actually the same.
It tracks my speed, which is important for me as an elite runner and jumper.
I look at that session that night and I can identify where I need to work harder. See if I can adjust it to the next session, make sure I sprint that little harder or run a little further.
For a player to go on and see that they've done outstanding workload, we can then go in and teach them, is that the right workload and is that the workload they should be doing?
I find it's a great motivator. Because he has been with Spirit for 6 years, sometimes his motivation starts dropping off. This way he can look at his mates, find out what they're doing, compare with them. If he says they run 10Ks more this week, then he'll go out and run an extra 10Ks to try and keep up.
It kind of gives me the motivation, a bit more push, yeah. They're loving how they can compare themselves to each other, and it's good to see as a coach. I can see if they're playing the same position and roughly the same game time, I can see who's putting in the more effort, and it's good to see that I can adjust their session loads depending on how hard they work. And especially when we had a game 2 weeks ago, this player ran 9.6 kilometres in 60 minutes, which was absolutely amazing. But we had to decrease his load due to that, and it made it very beneficial for him the next day when he had to train. He wasn't killing himself and burning himself out with injury.
There's always ways to improve. This way we can see how much work they've done and why they're getting injured.
It's going to absolutely attract players once the word gets out as to how beneficial it is for the well-being of the players, and also the development side of things as well.
Oh, just press a button and put on your back. Easy.